Hey, good morning and welcome. This is Kathryn Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and this is the Daily One Command, where every day we focus on a particular idea or concept, even bring it down to a word, so that we can connect in to an idea greater than ourselves. And we walk through this process called the 6 steps of the One Command so that we can not only go, oh, that's a lovely idea, right? I love this. This is a good feeling I got. There are concepts that we have that our thinking mind says, yes, I like that. Our body goes, yes, that's good. But we haven't quite incorporated that into our regular state of being. And so we might have the belief or an affirmation. Oh, riches are coming to me easily and effortlessly. All things are working together for my good. But if it doesn't match your particular experience, that is because your deeper belief system conflicts that. Okay. And so I'm the idea behind all of this is so that you can more authentically integrate this good that is already within you so that it has an expression, so you have a touch point, and that we're witnessing this and bringing this message to you to remember who you are as a conscious creator. Okay. And so our message today, our word today is I am blessed. What a beautiful concept. And I'm going to be, if I sound or look a little verklempt today, it sounds funny hearing that word with a Texas accent. I'm going to tell you, I have spent the better part of this morning knowing what I wanted to talk to you about, but so much has been coming out, and there's a lot of anger around this idea about blessed and being blessed, even though I regularly count my blessings, even though I always look for the blessing, even though I claim my blessings in advance, right? And so I thought, well, what is this upset about? And I'm going to explain it to you in just a minute. But my job today is to connect you to an idea greater than itself that's already alive in you. And I'm going to explain a little bit about why I got so upset, what makes me mad. and uh, and here, this is a happy, feel good, hey, mindset. Let's start our day right. But I realized that there are some things that we are taught that's actually been institutionalized, and that we wonder where we would get this idea, and we try to look in our own experience. But it's also so deeply embedded in our culture, particularly if you're in America. But I would say if you're in any country where there's been a stronger religious influence, and a lot of rules and structures, and you might think, well, I wasn't raised religious, I don't have those ideas. But we literally have beliefs, attitudes, and systems that are embedded deep at a DNA level. And I believe what this feeling that's coming up has to do with what is getting released in this new paradigm, in this 5G reality. Okay, so we're going to talk about this just a little bit. This is a huge topic, of course, but I want you to just think about this idea of I am blessed, and just tune into that for just a moment. Today we're commanding about to be blessed, but I am blessed and be a blessing. And we think about these particular words, and it's kind of like conjugating the word. Like, how do we know this experience? Like, oh, I know what a blessing is. A blessing is when there's favor, approval, when there's a life affirming energy directed towards you. Like, yes, this is good. Continue on. You have my help and my support. That's a blessing. And we have within us, as humans, as divine creators, the power to bless or curse. Our words are life. Okay. And so very often we may be seeking blessings and want to be a blessing and have more blessings in our life, but we don't understand how we would inadvertently cut our blessings or be under an old belief system and what I'm just going to say is a curse is really like a negative prayer, but we aren't talking about curses either. But what we do is we cut our blessings. And a big way that we cut our blessings is the belief that our good comes from outside of ourselves. Okay. And I'm going to tell you where my argument started this morning. So, what is the lens that we want to look at blessings through? And it took me a lot of searching to find this quote. You have to participate relentlessly in the manifestation of your own blessings. Now, stick with that for a minute. You have to participate relentlessly in the manifestation of your own blessings. Well, that's kind of an idea. Like, we are the creators of our blessings. Where did we get the idea that we weren't? That blessings come from on high. Oh, may the Lord bless you, child. Right? And I'm not talking against God, but I am kind of mad at religion right now and the things that religion would have told us. And that is at the core central belief of all of this, of most religions, particularly the Christian religions, is that you are a sinner saved by grace. And no matter what, if there's any good in you, it is God's expression through you. So it's something that's outside, that it comes into you. And the only value you have is your ability to surrender or do what you believe is that work. Now, that's a big conflict, because could you imagine what good parents who love their children, who looked at a little baby born? That is the first conflict. I remember I was in church and I would look at my little daughter Lauren and I go, this child is beautiful and perfect. And I was in the kind of church that said, you can't start spanking them too soon. You got to start disciplining that unruly flesh, right? And I think all the stuff that I was told and all the things I did to be a good parent and follow that, I think of the ways that I hurt my daughter and all the healing that had to happen. And now we think, we could go off and off and off and all the wounding from the church. I don't want to talk about that. What we're talking about is the separation from us and our innate goodness, our God, which is Godness, our innate right to be happy, and the power that we have to bless and to be a blessing and to be a force for good in the world simply because of who we are. You are a force for good. You are a blessing. It is a blessing that you're here on the planet. We are so glad that you're here. I see you. I love you. I welcome you. And I joyfully receive your gifts. Thank you for being you. Thank you. Just by virtue of being born, there's nothing that you have to do to earn that blessing, but you have to claim it. We have to participate in the manifestation of that. And the way to do that, one, is to recognize that you have the power to bless, to give blessings, and to be a blessing, and you have the right to receive blessings. Just take that in. And it is right that you do that. And you have the right to decide what would make you happy, what would bring you joy, which is, if you know anything about Elizabeth Gilbert and any of her books, she's really been about finding her bliss and her truth. You have to participate relentlessly in the manifestation of your own blessings, not wait. Now, this is a hard one because of what we're taught with law of attraction. It's, you say it enough, you do it enough, you're good enough, you align enough, then you'll get it. But there's still this, what's wrong with me if I'm not getting my manifestation? Yeah, I believe all that. I must be a crappy creator. There must be something that's at cross purposes with this thing that I want to create. And most of you don't want to create only for your own happiness and bliss, which is fine if you did, but you have a bigger dream and vision, and you want to be a force for good in the world. Yeah, that's true. I know that about you. We're also taught in blessings that, hey, blessings come in disguises, right? Blessings come in disguises. We never know what terrible thing, it looks awful now. This is a terrible loss, but I'm sure there's a blessing here. So I'm going to count the blessings. And I'm a big believer in that. But when you're going through a tragedy, it could be hard. So the way to look at that would be, I wonder what good is going to come from this. I wonder what blessing is going to result because of this. And the reason you want to think in those terms is that keeps you out of the drama and the shame, but that keeps you in an open creative field so that you can start finding the solutions, so that you can start co-creating with your environment. There's going to be a good that comes from this. I don't know what it is. And if you know me, you know that back in 2006, my 16-year-old nephew, Sean, beloved boy of the family, took his own life. And his mother relentlessly said, there's going to be a blessing that comes from this. And as a family, we said, we don't know what good's going to come from this. While we suffered, while we grieved, and it was a big hurt, but we directed our mind to what good could come. And I have to say, as a teacher and a healer, that probably brought me more understanding, awareness, and my work went to a whole other level. Could that have happened if he had stayed alive? Yeah, but that he made a choice that I had no control over, right? So we had to say, what do I have control over? And the control that we chose to have and that you have is to be a blessing, to look for the blessing, to count your blessings. And the more that you're aware of your blessings, and even if it may seem teeny or small, but to actively count them, especially at night before you go to sleep, like, this was a good day. Even if it didn't go perfectly, I'm going to count my blessings. I'm going to find 2 or 3 things that I'm going to be grateful for. And I'm going to count them as a blessing. And when you do that as an active practice, you're going to find the more you're aware of your blessings, the more you call your blessings, the more you count everything as a blessing, more blessings that you do like, they're not in disguise, start arriving. Okay. And so what's up for healing is the idea that your good is outside of you, that it comes from outside of you, that somehow you have to earn it, but it is actually comes from you and you have the power to create it. There is no such thing as a zero or null effect. And so you are either a blessing or a challenge in your environment. And I want to invite you today to consciously make the decision to be a blessing, but be a blessing to the degree that you make evildoers uncomfortable, that you make racists uncomfortable, that you are relentless in the manifestation of being a blessing and being the agent of good on the planet. Okay, and that doesn't mean sunshine and flowers. That means as you start speaking the truth and you start standing in your authority as a conscious creator and you start aligning to what's right and your divine right to be happy, you're going to start seeing that that's everybody else's divine right too. And you're going to start being the advocate. You're going to start speaking up, but you're not going to be speaking out through anger. You're going to be speaking up through love, which is my goal today. Okay, so I think I did pretty good. I didn't rant. If I could get a, like a little energetic high five. Good job not ranting today, Kathryn. I'd appreciate it. All right. Well, I love you. Thank you so much for being part of the group today. And good morning, Mr. David. I always appreciate you joining us. So let's think about this first. When we do the one command, the 6 steps of the one command, we have the ability to actually get a direct download from source mind, from greater universal intelligence, on what a blessing really is. We can get a new understanding of what it means to be blessed, to be a blessing, to how to receive more blessings, how to give more blessings, how to be that agent of blessing. And as we do that, this starts turning off and deactivating a lot of that cultural and family programming that we got. Okay, and that's the idea behind this. So our command is, I don't know how I came to be a blessing, and I have a greater understanding of what it means to bless and to be blessed. I only know I am blessed now, and I am fulfilled. Yeah, I don't know how I came to be a blessing, and I have a greater understanding of what it means to bless and to be blessed. I only know I am blessed now, and I am fulfilled. And if there's a new way that you want to understand blessings, that you want to experience blessings, yes. The other goal of this is that this is your core identity as a creator, that you see yourself as one who is blessed. That blessings just, hey, blessings are overtaking me. I'm walking in, walking out, everywhere I go, I'm blessed. And I can tell you, having that attitude, I'm always delighted and amazed at what blessings I get, what supernatural favor I get from people and in situations. I'm constantly delighted. And I really believe it has to do with having this as a core belief that I am blessed. So before we start the commands, we always like to check in and say, make the statement out loud. I am blessed. And notice how it feels when you say that. I am blessed. Now say it again, kind of get into it. I am blessed. Breathe into it. Now, if there's any part of you that goes, oh, yeah, absolutely, 100%. Great. But there could be another part of you that goes, yeah, well, I don't know, except for why does crappy stuff keep happening? Or you may just feel kind of a flat feeling. Just notice what you feel. We want to start coming into awareness. And this is part of the 6 steps of the one command. Very often, everybody's like, hey, write all these down and give me all these commands. And I'm just going to start making them. And I'm just going to start peppering the universe with all of these words. You've got to check in for yourself, your own experience and beliefs about it. And the best way to do that is to tune into your own awareness and your emotional self and your body. And you may notice how things kind of hit your head or your ears too. So just notice it. I'll say it one more time. I am blessed. I am a blessing. I am blessed walking in and walking out. I'm continually receiving blessings. If it feels true, not true, flat, just notice it. But those are amazing affirmations too, right? Let's do the secret sauce. We're going to do the one command. So let's go ahead and ground. Feel your connection to the earth and the earth's connection to you. As we ground, bring this energy up. And all you have to do is just be aware. As soon as you're aware of that earth energy, which is always there, you become aware of your connection. And now bring your attention to your heart as you're aligning to your purpose. And our purpose today is, I want to have a greater understanding of what it means to be blessed and my ability to manifest my own blessings. How to have the courage to claim my blessings, to stand for those blessings in the face of counter evidence. I want to invite you to become aware of your connection to Source. And we imagine it as a pole of light. And so, with your eyes closed, very slightly lift up your chin. Roll your eyes up softly as if you're trying to look up through the top of your head. And picture, visualize, or imagine that you're sending your consciousness up this pole of light. And the higher you go, the faster you go. And soon you find yourself surrounded by a beautiful, velvety, black void in space. And break through the darkness into the light of pure, open potential. Eyes still up. I don't know how I came to know and understand on every level of my being and every level of my experience that I am blessed, that I am a blessing. I only know I am blessed now and I am fulfilled. Just let your eyes relax. Let that expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good. And I don't know how I have a completely new understanding and awareness about my power and the truth of my power to bless. I only know that I have the power to speak blessings and life, opportunities, luck, supernatural favor arrive, not only for me, but for all those who I direct my attention towards. I am benevolent and loving. I don't know how to know and understand that truth. I only know I'm getting a direct download that teaches me everything I need to know now, and I am fulfilled. We're just going to let that go. We're going to let that expand out. And I don't know how I release all of the training, all of the conditioning, all of the lies that are held in my family systems all the way down into the DNA. I don't know how I reverse all the cultural conditioning about my blessings being outside of me and the source of my blessings being outside of me. I only know I am now living in the truth as my power as a conscious creator in a beautiful world full of blessings and magic. Now, and I am fulfilled. Let your eyes relax. Let that go. Let that expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good. And now just start to receive with gratitude this new understanding, this new awareness. Come into this new understanding of your power to bless and to be a blessing, to experience more blessings, to create blessings by your command. Not only for yourself, but for others, for other situations. And start receiving this message from the world where people start saying, wow, you're a blessing. Thank goodness you're here. Oh, wow, you're a miracle. I'm so glad. And people start saying, wow, you're lucky. I'm really happy you were here. As this new state of being starts to arrive, we're just going to let those old ways unwind, unwind, unwind. And now we're going to allow this new thought, image, idea, this whole new potential start to rewind, rewind, rewind. And just be in that space. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. And now do an internal check-in. Remember before we said, I am blessed. I'm blessed walking in, blessed going out. What are some of those affirmations? Say it out loud now. I am blessed. What do you notice now? Be sure and put that in the comments. I am a blessing. I have the power to manifest blessings. Check in. Does that feel true? This is definitely one you want to make some notes about, pay attention to. Spend some time in the evenings counting your blessings just as you go to sleep at night. And I think you're going to start finding you start meeting the day in a more positive state of anticipation. I want to share one teeny little example of the power of our blessing. Years ago, back in the olden days when I was younger and I was waiting tables, and I started really getting in this idea, this understanding about our power to be a blessing. I worked in a restaurant, a kind of a high-end restaurant, and before I would start my shift, I would walk and I would bless every chair in my section. And I would just imagine a beautiful evening and then feeling blessed at the end of the night and just grateful for all the interactions and everyone I was going to meet. Okay. And someone was working with me one night and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm blessing my chairs. I'm blessing the dining room. I find it makes it easier." He said, "Well, show me what to do." And I just showed him what I did, just a little half prayer. I bless you. I bless you. I want you to have a beautiful evening. And he was one of my favorite people, but our kind of thing in the kitchen was we really had this funny repartee, and we would make jokes, and he'd always be complaining about his terrible night and the awful people. He said, at the end of the night, he said, "This is weird." And I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "This has been the easiest night. The people are lovely." And he said, "I'm making bank like I've never made before." And he years later told me that he started making that his daily practice. And he noticed the difference, not only in his work, but then he started blessing his house. He blessed his car, and he noticed that more opportunities started coming to him, that he didn't feel that he was having to fight the world to get what he wanted from it, that he actually had that power to be a blessing and to create these positive and empowering interactions in advance. And this is the whole idea behind all of this. And I hope that you have that wonderful experience of discovering that power within you. Okay, so my love, until next time. Of course, wait a minute. What do we do? That 7-step inspired action. Just start playing with it. Start trying it. And start claiming your blessings. Start blessing your space. Bless your car. Bless your job. Bless your money. Bless those bills. They're your creation. Start blessing all of your creations. And then it makes it easier to release everything that doesn't align to that vision, right? To that state of blessing, to that natural state of abundance within you. Oh, yeah, this is hot. You have a fantastic day. I bless you, and I witness your mastery. Bye-bye, everybody.